I can't believe it. That was my first ever like commercial type of video that I made. I'm not sponsored by Happy Joe. I just I went to the store and saw that they have like bunch of different ciders and I had an idea, so this fulfilled everything just perfectly. And I'm so happy the way it turned out. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of it. For me, it turned out really good and pretty much exactly what I wanted to make. So today I'm gonna walk you through my timeline on what I have done to make this video possible. So let's jump into Premiere Pro and watch my timeline. And sorry for my nappy hair, I just got out the shower, so don't be bothered. I think I'm more bothered than you. But yeah, so here you have the sequence. You can see that it's not even that much that is going on. I got a bunch of clips, yes, but I only have these. Is my sound effects, and here's the song. The song is from Epidemic Sound, so if you're looking for a song, please head over to the description. There's a link. It's under the affiliate tab, so if you use it, I benefit of it, and you get a 30-day free trial. And I use Epidemic Sound for everything. Like, I'm not even lying. I'm not getting paid to say anything. I love what they're doing, and they are updating their image or like branding, so it's even nicer now. First off, we have the logo. As you can see, it fades in. The logo I took from their website. It's actually in white, but I managed to get it to black with a little bit of photoshopping just. So here you can see a little bit of a glitch effect, and there's 20 frames altogether, and I've used actually, I'll show you presets. It's orange83.com transition pack number 5, and there you go. It's totally free, and they work pretty good. It's really easy to use them. As you can see, it says 10 frames here. I have 10 frames, drag and drop, that's it, you get a glitch effect. I chose a white background and a black logo because the video has a white background, so it works pretty good together. Then we come to the first clip. It's just an apple. I wanted to showcase everything. They have like different apple ciders and a pear cider, so that was the thing I wanted to showcase here. I used a white backdrop that I put on the table, so it's like, as you can see, it's pretty infinite. Infinite. Is it? What's it? Infinite? I think it's infinite. But yeah. And actually I have like, the thing in this video is just masking. And a lot of masking. Here's, all these are different clips. I filmed them like, first put one apple down, second apple down, pear down, and so on, and then just put them all together. And here under the apple you can't see them, or maybe you can see them if you look really closely, but I have this little bit like see-through tape on there, so I know that I put them on the exact same spot every time. So here you can see the jumping between those, and then we get the apple, and here comes the first mask. As you can see, and that's not even perfect. There you go. Now I can see that it's not perfect because I haven't masked the other shadow out. But if I choose that clip, let's make this a little bit bigger, and press here mask, you can see that I masked like the bottle out, and if I disable this layer, there's the apple underneath. So it's just masking, and that's exactly with the same spot on the tape, so I know that it's going to fit. Only thing that's bad here is that the apple is much wider than the bottle. What's going on? It's much wider than the bottle itself, so that's why the masking was pretty hard. And then we get out to the next clip. That masking ends. Then I mask out the other one. And again, disable, you can see the pair. Now it's pair cider, now it's a pair cider, you get the point. And then the same thing with the red apple, and then the cider, red apple cider. And here you can see I actually have 3 masks, just because I wanted to, if I remember correctly, if I disable these masks, press FX. Okay, so that's the main clip that you can see. Disable that mask. I can't remember why I had 3 masks here, or 2 masks. In some places I have here, I had something, I think I have my tape showing, so I had to mask that out as well by putting a empty layer with only the background, so I masked it out. It's gonna show somewhere. Then we hop on to the next clip. Here you can see again, it's only on there, it's the single one. I don't think, no, this hasn't even a mask on it, so it's only the 1 bottle. It hops from 3 bottles to 1 bottle, and then it goes back to the apple, from the apple cider back to the apple. You probably get the point already. This was my whole idea with this, to showcase pretty much what the cider stands for. If it's pear cider, I use a pear. If it's an apple, apple, darker apple, or red apple, a red cider. You know what I'm talking about. So then they have like all these different kinds of ciders. So they had 6 or 7 different ciders. And then I just started here masking these. As you can see, that is, if I disable this one, it's empty. And here you can see it because I wanted to like get the rest of the ciders to showcase somehow. So I actually masked that in the next clip. The second one comes in, and then the third clip. And as you can see here, if I disable these, it's all the 3 ciders together, and then just mask every single one out one by one. So the biggest thing here in this video is just masking and trying to get everything on the same exact spot. And there we go with 3, and here you can see all the ciders that I found in my store. And in the song you can hear this, and I want to do something with it because it stands out, or it stood out in my ears. So what I wanted to do here was, you can see I got these layers on here, but it's the same clip but goes with the beat, a little bit inner, a little bit inner, a little bit inner, and then it comes out again. And that's where you get that effect, you know. Then I wanted to use a, well, I don't own a probe lens. If you don't know what a probe lens is, it's the long lens that is about that thick, 24mm lower, I think the brand is. But here I just had my 70-28 on. Oh yeah, and everything is filmed on the 17-28mm. So here I just put it pretty wide and try to frame it so when I drop the ice cubes side by side, it kind of looks like the probe lens, but still not. And yeah, and here I put these sound effects here because it gives the visualization so much more when you actually, yes, you can see it's ice cubes falling into glass, and you hear the sound in your head. Even if you're not thinking about it, you can hear the sound of ice falling into the glass. But when you add that effect in, or that sound effect, it gives it so much more. So that's when you get the ding 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 ding. It doesn't sound like that. I actually wanted to just do a fast little jump cut here, because after those first 2 fell down, I somehow just took a little break before I put the next ones in. It wasn't on purpose. Then I made a jump cut, and actually in the song you can hear it. It goes straight to the beat, and that was like all mistake. I didn't mean to do that, but I noticed it later on that it was actually like that. And then after the ice cubes falling, what do you think when the ice cubes stop falling? Well, the bottle is opening. So that's when you hear that sound. It makes the sound when you open a bottle. So it gives you a picture in your head, even if you can't see it. I didn't film it, but you visualize it in your head when you hear that pop sound, that something opened. And that's exactly what I wanted to do, just because I didn't film anything. I didn't even have an opener, so I had to open it like pretty much DIY stuff. Then I went on to pouring the cider. Of course, because you first put in the ice in the glass, then you open the bottle, then you pour the bottle, and then you drink it. Obviously, that's how we work. So here's the slow motion. This is the only thing, everything else is filmed in 25 frames per second, except these clips are filmed in 100 frames. And that was pretty challenging with the color grading, because if you know something about filmmaking, when you film in 100 frames per second, your shutter speed should be 1/200. Then again, if you film in 25 frames per second, it should be 1/50. So there comes a difference in the darkness and in the exposure. So it was pretty hard to get them to match the other clips, but I think I managed to do a pretty good job. And that's really important for me, because color grading has always been my not least favorite thing to do, but the thing I suck at the most. So, and I'm colorblind. Yeah. And there you can see it starts pouring down. And now when it's pouring down, the next thing you're gonna see is when it hits the bottom of the glass. And this is actually speed ramped. As you can see, I'm gonna zoom that up a bit. I gave it a little bit of speed ramp so it would come out normal speed, but then slow down, and you can hear the low pass filter taken in the music, and that gives you the effect that you would be pretty much in that cider. And I think it worked out pretty good and pretty cool effect. And then it goes slow motion, and I actually, now when I film this, I realized that I want to put in there a sound of ice cracking, just to give it a little bit more. So you probably heard it in the video in the beginning, but it was made on the go. So now you can hear some ice cracking, just to give it a little bit more. And then from upside again, I mounted the camera from the top of me pouring, and on these I have a small scale keyframing, just from 107% to 100%, just to give it a little bit more movement, because otherwise it would have been only still and slow motion pouring. That's pretty boring, so I try to wake it up a little bit more by keyframing in some scaling. That's a good trick you can do, especially when you're filming by yourself, to give a little bit movement, is just to use keyframes in scaling and positioning. Then we go to the next clip. Same thing here. This has a position and scaling keyframing right there, as you can see. And here you can see a bunch of keyframes. And that is exactly what I did. As you can see, there is some kind of shit. And there's exactly what I wanted to do. If I disable that layer, you can see it like this. I just had to move down and scale a bit more the underneath clip, so I could mask away something that was disturbing me. But you can't really see it now. Of course, when you know it, you're gonna look for it, but when you look at this for the first time, you're not gonna be able to see it. So let's put that on again. And here you can see a sound effect. It is actually just a glass putting down on the table. I'm not really sure if you could even hear that, but for me, it needed it. I can hear it every single time because I know it's there. So when the glass is put down or the bottle is put down, it comes I'm really bad at making sound effects. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Then here you can see a small cross dissolve because the next clip was not aligned properly. There you can see it moves a little bit, but I thought of keyframing it, or I thought of crossfading it in just so I could like save it a little bit more. Then you know on drinks when they always put those umbrellas and limes and everything, I thought it could be fun to put an apple, so that's exactly what I did. That's the thing that I came up with while filming, and I think it's pretty fun and it gives it a little bit something. And if you're wondering actually about the ice cubes, they are acrylic ice cubes, and yeah, because normal ice cubes would melt and I would have to film this like 300 times. I still did, but like it's so much easier with acrylic ice cube to just put them there and they never melt. So there, I put that on. Then we move on to the next clip. That is the last clip. I tried to frame the empty bottle and the glass at the same spot as the next clip, where there is all the bottles and a full glass with the apple on the top. And this take right here is exactly, the apple is going exactly where I wanted, and that was not in one take. You know, apple is a little bit deformed, so when I tried to roll it, sometimes it went down here and sometimes it went down there, but I wanted exactly there. So it took a while, but it worked out really good. And there, when the heat comes, when it hits the glass and the bottle behind, as you can see, the bottle is a little bit moving. There you can hear a cling sound of two glasses or two glass bottles hitting each other, and that gives it again a little bit more, so it's much better with the sound effect actually by something hitting glass than just the apple rolling. So, and then we move out, we go back to the logo, because probably a company would like their logo to be visible in the end, just so it gets stuck in the possible customer's head and they recognize it when they go to the store. Oh, they had this cool commercial, let's taste them, they look pretty good. And that's pretty much it. And then it goes for almost 10 seconds. That could be a little bit shorter, but I think it was pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I think this turned out really good. I really do appreciate your opinion on this and what I could do better or think about next time. Maybe some other shots. I had a couple of shots that didn't make it into the final sequence. It was like the bottle spinning on a, like, say, actually a microwave plate spinning, and I wanted to like take a close-up of the distillery and everything, but I don't have a macro lens at the moment, so this is good enough. This is good enough. If I would have put them here with this, I think it would have been too much. And now here's some slow motion, but otherwise it's all like 25 frames, and it turned out really good, and I'm so proud of myself. So if you like this as well, please leave a thumbs up, like, subscribe to the channel, go over to my Instagram at Kimi.Elias, shoot me a DM about something, leave a comment, like my pictures, do whatever you want. But this was it for this time, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.